World War I in Modern History Transformed, we have chapters 10, 11 and 12 on World War I. Chapter 10 looks at the historical context, helps us understand what the world was like in 1914, helps us understand the historical forces that were at play at that time, and helps us understand why the war started. And chapter 11 looks at the nature of the war. It gives us a chronological framework to better understand the war, to look at the various stages in the war, and to also look at how people at the time saw the war from their eyes. I think whether it's soldiers in the trenches or political leaders or activists, to look at it from their view of the people at the time. And the last chapter, chapter 12, looks at the legacy and modernity of World War I, looks at the lessons not learned at the end of the war and the lessons that were learned, and the lessons that were then relearned again at the end of World War II and perhaps learned better in fashioning the post-World War II settlement. So it creates a link between World War I and the core in Year 12. And of course we also look at the modernity. There are certain aspects of World War I that are still with us. So we try to shine a light on those and think about, well, how does World War I still affect us today? What aspects are happening in the world today that are really hark back to that first war 100 years ago? And I guess one of the most important things is the commemoration, the centenary of World War I a few years ago, which we are still experiencing now through to the end of 1918 and 1919, that there's a lot of thought about the legacy and the modernity of World War I in the commemorations of the centenary of World War I.